Good evening once again, the Chairman, Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center, our legal department, co-comrades and evaluators are presenting before you the update of the case of Mr. Edward Qayson, the Ghanaian man who slept with 11 years girl that was sent to court, charged to court. In the case of Fidopai, we have been bringing the updates. Court went after the case was referred to the DPP for DPP advice. Court also went on vacation. We are back. So please join us for Mr. Godwin Udo was in court with one of our lawyers who is representing or watching brief of this case. Join us for updates of the case. Thank you.
Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies.
Yeah.
My name is Godwin Udo. I was the one that went to the case of a person, Edwards, a 60 years old man that raped 11 years old girl. And unfortunately, they did not bring him to the court on Friday. That was on the 10th of November. But the court seated. The court were also talking about the DPP advice that was not brought to court. Before even that day, I went to Alausa myself and now saw that the DPP advice was ready. But their complaint was that the policeman that brought the DPP, that brought the case to Alausa did not tell them the particular court that the case was registered. So that day, I gave them the court number, which is court 1. I told them the court that the case was registered to, that they should bring the advice so that we'll continue with the case. So they promised that the advice will be brought to the court. But to my surprise, on getting to court that day, I discovered that that advice was not brought to court. And the man in question did not also brought to court, Mr. Edwards. So the case was now being adjourned to 30th of January 2023. So let's hope that that advice from DPP department will be brought to court before that day, so that that day we'll be able to have a good hearing of the case. So that was exactly what happened that day.
What about today?
And today also we visited Alausa for the same advice to be given to us, but they now said that we need to apply for the DPP advice before they can release it to us. I went there with my madam, being the president of Human Rights, but they said we need to apply officially and legally before the advice will be given to us.
You know, there was something that transpired between you and the DPP people before I decided to go there today. But well, let's wait for the application. If there is any other excuse that come out via the application other than releasing the advice, then we'll know what to do next.
Yes.
But nevertheless, in order to avoid any foul play in cases that we'll handle here, mostly when it comes to Fidopai cases, you know, this is Nigeria and we should not in anything um, underrate any compromise from any office. We will try all our best to ensure justice prevails in all these kind of cases, mostly when it have to do with child abuse. Uh, you are still going to take a step which I will inform you off camera.
All right.
Step we are going to do to bring up full details about that.
All right.
Because if the case is adjourned to January next year and the perpetrator was not in court,
Yes.
and the person that went to court last time was saying if the DPP did not release the advice, the magistrate said the perpetrator will be released on bail.
Okay.
And I don't know how possible that will be, that a magistrate will release perpetrator of a pedophile case, which is fully cleared with evidence, on bail, because DPP delay in their advice. It's not only our advice is before the DPP or before the what is it called, the DPP office, other advice are there. But I want to believe that it's still there, that they know why the person was not in court, the perpetrator was not in court, that they did not bring him from prison. But prison, you can always go and visit inmate. Yeah,
It will confirm.
yes, to be very sure if they have compromised before we take the case up. If they've not compromised, we will come back and give a full brief to our fans, to our members, and to the legal department to also know which step to be taken properly to ensure it will not go unpunished.
You're right, man. Even that day, I have to meet with the warders that are in charge of the Creek prison, which they told us that that is where they demanded him. The warder told us that because the DPP advice was not brought to court, there's no way they can bring him to court.
And that is the reason why we will have the DPP report, so that in the next, even if we will go with the copy, we will go to court. If they not appear, if we don't bring it, at least we'll have our copy that is there. Then the DPP will explain to the world
Yes.
why they should keep an advice of such case without submitting it in court. This is Ogba court. What does it take? The woman was telling you is that is the dispatch rider or whatever that did not deliver. So what does it take a dispatch rider working in government office, knowing fully well that case is coming up and the advice is in their care, and they are supposed to present it before the court, and they keep it with them and giving the excuse of the what is it called, the dispatch rider not being able to submit or taking it to court. If they want us to come and help the dispatch rider dispatch the DPP report, they should let us know. They will send our dispatch rider there.
Thank you, man.
All right, thank you, viewers.